Shalom. Shalom Yahweh Bashan Yahweh Hai Barakatah. This day I Isupk, which means the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And we are out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the orders of Commander General Jahanna. The Isupk, the whole purpose is to wake up our brothers. Our brothers is the so-called black and Negroes in America, and so-called Hispanic, or they call them Speaks too, and the North American Indians, which the world ignored that we are the chosen peoples of Most High, Yahweh, our power. And our purpose is to wake up our brothers. That's the only interest of us, okay? To wake up and let the world know who we are today. Now you see what is going on in the Middle East today. There are some called peoples, they call themselves Jewish, but they don't have nothing to do with us. They are of the peoples of the descendants of Edom. Edom, that's why they are the Edomites. There is quite a few names for them. Okay, another name for them, are the Caucasians, because they come directly from the Caucasus Mountains down in Georgia, Ukraine, and Russia, down in Europe. Okay, so they are converts to our faith. And we are the direct bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob, at some point, was renamed by God, himself our power, Yahweh, and changed his name to Israel. Still active?
Kind of, sir.
Okay. But Israel, so the world is ignoring who we are, but under the orders and command of Commander and General Jahanna, we are letting the world know that we are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. Don't let those Edomites down in Israel today lie to us. And people start taking side on them. Oh my God, Israel is already, back in their land. No. The true children of Israel, they are not there yet. But at some point, we will be. We will be, after the second war, the third war, which actually is about to come. And as everybody see what is going on, so the third war is already sparkling. Okay? Because of what the so-called devil is doing. The so-called devil, I'm saying like that because according to the Bible, the word devil means only deceiver, liar. And that is exactly what the white man does today. Lie, 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 and lie. In religion, in the politics, in history, in everything, he has changed the whole truth. He has changed the whole truth, and he applied his truth himself, and has made Christianism based on our book, which is the Holy Bible, the real Word of God, the Spirit of God in words, and he has transformed into a religion. Religion is only a philosophy of man. Philosophy means that whatever man thinks, he applies it and he converts it into a truth. How I say that the devil has lied to us, he has converted us into Christians when they place us into slavery. Okay? Back in Latin America, the so-called Hispanic or Speaks, however you want to call them, the North American Indians, and our brothers, the blacks over here in America, mainly. But you have to remember one thing. The 12 tribes of Israel are spread all over around the world. Whether you go to China, we're there. Whether you go to Australia, we're there. You go to Africa, we're there. We are everywhere. And our goal and our mission is to reach them. Our Lord Most High, our power, said that in the later times he was going to increase technology. And technology, we are using it on the basis of technology itself today, like the internet, Wi-Fi. Okay, and the world will know the truth at the end. Let me tell you why. The church say that they are going to reach to every corner of the world, but let me tell you, ever since the conquest, they have had 500 years, and they have not reached every corner yet. But with the internet, we are reaching every possible corner in the world today. We're letting know our peoples who we are, what is going to happen at the end of times, how the world is going to shift, how it's going to change. Our oppressor today, he is the one who places under oppression, under slavery. You cannot deny the back on the slavery years ago. Like, for example, in the year 1619, when they brought our brothers, our black brothers, from the west coast of Africa, they directly placed you into slavery. So they did with the Hispanic peoples also. But on that time, when they brought the black brothers from Africa, they are the true Jews of the Bible, because they come from the tribe of Judah. Judah is one of the tribes of the 12 lost tribes. That's what the white men say. Watch how the white man lies. The devil. They say the lost tribe of Israel. We are not lost. We are still physically present on this time. At this time, we're still present more than ever in great numbers. We outnumber every nation in the world, including the Edomites, the Africans, the Hindus, the Chinese, the Ismailites, which are the Muslims. We outnumber them because, remember, we are mainly, the 12 tribes are physically present over here in what we so-call the American continent, which in the Bible, in the book of 2nd Esdras 13 and 40 to 45, this land is called Arsaret. Arsaret in the Hebrew language means new land. Okay, so there was the new land that when Christopher Columbus arrived to America, he knew that this land exists based on the record of this book, because this is where the Apocrypha book is one of the books that the Christian Catholic Church has taken off, because right here is telling the world where the 10 tribe of Israel was at one point. At a later time, the two other tribes arrived to America, which are the Judite brothers and the brothers of Benjamin, which are the islands, the islands of the Caribbean. Okay, and in our goal today, the Isupk under the orders of General Johanna, our goal and mission is to tell the world, to prove the world that we are the 12 tribe of Israel. Okay, which are basically right here in this book. Apocrypha, Old and New Testament, right here. King James Version 1611. Okay, so like I say, don't let the devil fool you. Okay, that what is going on in the Middle East today, so-called Middle East, with the Palestinians and the Israelis, because they are Israelis. We are Israelites according to the Bible. Okay, according to the world. So, so like I say, our main goal is to wake up our peoples and let them know, come back home. The ISUPK is your home, okay, in which blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, we are over here with a true brotherhood, proven to the world. And by the way, we have been going, advertising ourselves, throughout the internet. The whole world knows today who we are, but I don't know what is the goal of the devil is. They are still acting like they are the chosen peoples when they know that we are the chosen peoples of Most High. So, so we started under General Johanna, in the year 1969, like I say, in Harlem, New York. And until this point, we are still physically present, and this is not going to stop until the second coming of Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus in the transliteration in the modern language. In Spanish is Jesus. All right, so in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. That's what we're waiting for, and when that happens, everything will come to an end for the whole world, and we are going to be the dominant nation over all the nation that has oppressed us over the times, over the years. And the Bible say that who killed with this word must be killed with this word. Who take you in captivity should go under captivity. What do that means? In slavery, during the conquest, okay? How the devil, the deceiver, the white man, how he oppresses by hanging us in the trees, by killing us with this word, and eventually they put us in captivity under slavery. So what the Bible say, who kill you with the sword must be killed with the sword. Who take you into captivity should go into captivity. So that is the destiny at the end of the white man, our oppressor, the devil. He is going to be our slave in the new kingdom, in the new world. So that is his destiny. Uh, so let me see if I can take something else out of here. Uh, okay, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 28. The Hebrew Israelites, we have a task to do that is very imperative that we must do it. When we are recognizing this truth, when we are recognizing that our Lord, Yahweh, Most High, our power, is going to deliver us of the condition that we are living today. Our forefathers, they fell down into obeying other religions, and they fell down into obeying the commandments of Most High. And here is the book of Deuteronomy. It shows two mainly essential things. If you obey the commandments, if you don't obey the commandments. So this is going to be the condition that is a require for us to us when we acknowledge this truth that we are the Hebrew Israelites, go back to do what we did back on time, obey the commandments. When we was the dominant nation in the world, when every nation was underneath of us. But since our forefathers they fell down to obey the commandments, we went back to be on slavery under other nations. Uh, Deuteronomy 28:15. Can you read for me, bro?
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall all come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Stop right there. But it shall come to pass. It will happen. It's going to come to happen, okay? If thou will not hearken the voice of the Lord our God, if you pay not attention, if you don't listen, basically, if you don't obey the word of the voice of the Lord thy God, keep on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Or what?
All his commandments.
All one commandment?
All his commandments.
10 commandments, as the Christian church say?
All his commandments.
Kind of one cancer. According to us being reading the Bible, it's not just 10 commandments. I heard the other day General Mahaman, he said that it's 220. I was under the idea there was only 613. But I heard this 620. And the Christian church, of course, which is the house of Satan, okay, because they don't follow what the Bible says. The Christian church doesn't acknowledge our people that we are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. They are under the light of the devil, which is the white man. Okay? That's why they say, oh, it's only 10 commandments. It's far more than that. Okay? And do all his commandments. Keep on.
And all his statutes, which I command thee this day.
This day.
And all these curses shall come upon thee.
See?
And overtake thee.
And over all these curses. What curses? Is only one nation throughout the whole entire world that has been suffering slavery, humiliation, killing. If I am lying, see what is going on with our black brothers down the streets today. Police. Unaliving. Still happening. Still going on. We think we are not under slavery. We still are. So that happens to you. That happens to the Hispanic brothers when they come across the border. They call it another form of police, immigration. They unalive us there in the borderline, right here in the cities, everywhere. All those curses are still pursuing us today. We are the only nation in the entire world of all the nations that we have been suffering such humiliations from the other nations. All right. So here we go. Can you be able to tell me if the Chinese that has been into captivity before? No. You can tell me if there are Chinese that has been in a slavery before? No. You can tell me if the Muslims, which are the Arab people, has been in captivity before? No. The Hindus? No. The Africans? No. They are still doing their life. They live in pleasure today. Go ahead, sir.
If I may, where we at?
Deuteronomy 28:15.
28:15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say, if I could, wasn't the Chinese also oppressed by the white man?
No.
They send them in ships over here too.
But let me explain this, okay? Yes, China was invaded, but England, all the nation has been, remember, the dominant nation over all the earth is what we call United States today, right? Basically, as a nation, the Edomites. Those are the Europeans. Like, for example, France. France has been forever, down in Africa, taking up, the natural resources. But in order to do that, they oppress the peoples over there. So white peoples, in order, they are in so power, too much in power, that they don't even care about their own peoples. They are the one who actually place the drugs down the streets today and put it in our hands. Okay? And so we go and sell them because we need to survive. But in order of selling it, those drugs fell into the hands of their own peoples, the white peoples, what they call it, the white junkies, right? They don't even care about that. They oppress the whole world. You see what I mean? But if the other nation has been under slavery like we did, it's no other nation. They remember how the English people that went to Australia and New Zealand and overtake the native peoples of that land, the Aboriginal. All right, so they did it in Africa, South Africa. Today we heard about what is going on. What is going on in Niger and all of those countries, that France has been taking advantage of their natural resources of them. Okay, and in order for them to take that, they has oppressed the Africans, but never oppressed to put it in the category of a slavery like they did to us physically. The whole world knows about that.
Right.
Hispanics, we was under slavery over there with the Spaniards. Our brothers, black peoples, they was on slavery under the English peoples. The brothers from Haiti, they was under oppression and slavery from France. The Brazilians, which are our brothers, they was oppressed by the Portuguese.
Right.
And we all together in this common land, which is called America, okay, all the native people has been under subjugation, under slavery over the white man. It doesn't matter if it's Spanish, French, Portuguese, English. They all white people. They all devils. They all liars. That's what the Bible says. We are the only nation that fits the category of Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead, sir.
What I was going to say is just because, the English oppressed the blacks, the Spanish oppressed the Latinos, and the Portuguese, South America. They might be from different countries of America, but they are from the same people.
Exactly. That's what we call it, the Edomites.
The Edomites. Yeah,
they are the direct descendants of Esau. Mm-hmm. Esau eventually name was changed to Edom. In the Bible say that Edom means red.
Right.
It is not the white man doesn't fit the profile, being red.
Right.
Even they call themselves rednecks in the South. They get angry, they get red. Mm-hmm. They go to take a sunbath in the beach, they get red. Go ahead, sir.
And not just red, but they're also Bible says that they also came out hairy.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And they're the most.
There you go. So now, aren't you going to tell me that the Bible, our book, our history, our Constitution, lied on that? Yes. It's telling us our story directly how it is. And it was predicted for thousands of years ago, and it's still showing up itself right now. So, according to the Bible, the white man is the devil.
That's right.
The deceiver, the liar. He has changed history. For example, they say how the American continent was populated. They say they entered the Strait of Bering between Alaska and the Soviet Union, right? Russia, right? But Second Esdras, 1340 to 45, showed us that men populate this land from the south.
Right.
So now you see what I'm telling you, how the white man changed history. Mm-hmm. So they go by theories. Mm-hmm. Theories is, for example, they say men come from evolution. The men come from the monkey. It is not the lies of the devil right there, because the book, the Bible, is showing us all the way around.
Concept, if I could too.
Go ahead.
I mean, he totally changed your identity, calling Hispanic, calling the Puerto Ricans Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican means a rich poor.
Okay.
You know, like they changed our names and call us Hispanic.
Most High in Christ.
All that's all lie.
Most High in Christ.
True identities in the Bible.
So they has divided one nation into different nations. For example, the Chileans, the Argentinians, they say they are two different countries. Difference like from Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Central America, Mexico, blacks, and all of that, and change the whole history according to the Bible, separating us, making us hate each other. So you go ahead and tell me that we invent that? No, they did it. That's why blacks in America, they hate us as Hispanics. We hate them because that is their work, and that's why we call it the white man is the devil. Okay, but now under the orders, the direct orders of General Commanding General Johanna, we know who we are. We are one nation. And that is the whole purpose and reason that we are over here as the Isupk, the Israelite of School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm going to pass the class to Captain Devarma.
Most High in Christ. Hey, give the brother a hand, man. I seen him. I was online, you know what I'm saying? Watching him do his thing. If I could, can I get some strength, man? We got some strength in here. Let me get some strength off the shot. Okay. So what the brother was talking about race, about nationality, about who we are, how you got these fake Jews out here acting like they're us. You got two heathen nations fighting over a land that don't even belong to them, right? And they don't even understand that they being used by a spirit that control all the spirits. You ever thought that when you came up with an idea, it was you that came up with an idea, huh? You thought that. That's not true. You don't come up with ideas. You just make the choice to do whatever the hell in your head says that you should do. So, yeah, when you made the choice to go out here and have sex with another man's wife or another man's woman, knowing damn well you sticking your rod into a woman that already got somebody hitting her with some rod all the time. And your stupidity and your lust, you go sleep with a woman that belongs to another man. And guess what? That man pull up on you with that what we call it today, with that switch and put a whooping on you, put belt to ass. That's what they call it. That's what happens. Now, once you laid up in the hospital, shot up, now you understand why you shouldn't have did what you did. Well, that's how it is with these other nations right now. These other nations are over there fighting for a land that don't belong to them. They know it don't belong to them. And we're going to go into some of that like that today. There's a book we got over here called The 13th Tribe. The 13th Tribe will show you exactly that these fake Israeli people, they know for a fact that they not a child of Israel. They call themselves a 13th tribe. Yeah, you can take that and move that out. You heard me? Salaki, you can move that. 1800 don't pay us. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's the book. Find me something in there where it talks about them knowing that they descend from Esau, the Khazarian Empire. It's a little history lesson if you didn't know. The Khazarian Empire, when it fell, they comprised first of all, the Khazarian Empire during the Crusades because they didn't want to get involved in the Crusades. They wanted to stay neutral, which in turn made them an enemy anyway. But they wanted to stay neutral and not get in that war. What they did was they converted to Judaism, right? Judaism is, well, they didn't convert to Judaism. They took up the culture of black people. This is what Hitler knew. Hitler knew that. You understand? So that's why he started burning them up. You know what I'm saying? He started putting some fire on them. He knew that. But the Khazarian people, they picked up a black man's religion or a black man's culture or way of life and did not support all whites in that war. You good over there?
Calm.
No sweat. Go ahead.
What you talking about when they took the identity of the Jews?
You got it?
I got part of it. It says the Khazars and their king are all Jews. The Bulgars and all their neighbors are subject to him. They treat him with worship, obedience.
Stop. Slow down. You're moving a little bit too fast. Slow it down again. Let me get a sword from over there if I could. Get that 1611. Go ahead, read.
It says the Khazars and their king are all Jews. The Bulgars,
the Khazars.
Okay.
The Khazars. It was called the Khazar Khaganate. The Khaganate was like their empire, right? They was at the top of Asia, which is now today Europe, as you know it, at the foot of the Caucasus Mountain. These people came out the Caucasus. That's why they call themselves Caucasian. You ever thought, why the hell you call yourself Caucasian? Where does that even come from? Well, there's a mountain range that they come from called the Caucasus Mountains. If you look at it on the map, then that's another thing we need to get in here, globe, the water. If we look at that on a map, you'll see on that map that they come from like far up because they was banished, man. They was banished from normal society. After a while, they had to flee up. The majority of them fleed up into the mountains, and that's where you find stories of them eating and drinking out of human skulls. You see what I'm saying? They eating out of their sister skull. You know what I mean? Hitting. That's how they went to marriage. I like you. Bang. Hit you in the head with a club. Drag you into a cave and sexually abuse you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they would do it. So these people came from the Caucasus Mountain and then started arming themselves. They started becoming a power. You know what I'm saying? This is, I think, in the Bronze Age. Was it the Bronze Age or the early Iron Age? Could have been the Bronze Age, but they started coming down. And this is another thing you got to learn. You got to learn what these ages are. These periods in time where they call the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, and so forth, the New Age and all that. You have to learn this history. You also need to learn the timeline, like how they gauge the time. Like they'll say 700 BC or 500 AD. You got to learn where that's at on a scale. It's kind of like positive and negative. Go ahead.
So like I said, I'd like to ask this question. The Caucasus Mountains, everybody knows about it. You know what it is. You know where the Caucasian names came from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the Caucasus Mountain. It's a white man's given name, right?
No. The white man's given name, or the red man's given name as we know it. Give me Genesis chapter 25 and 25. The origins of them, his name is Esau. And in this book, they'll tell you that they know that they come from Edom. As a matter of fact, do we got another book over there? They came from Edom or something like that? I think we do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, because right here in my mind is something like Caucasus Mountain in biblical time. It's called
Mount Seir?
Mount Seir?
No. I don't think it is. I don't think so. I think this is Mount Seir was a mountain down in the Middle East. You understand? If my brain serves me well, it was in that region of the Middle East, somewhere around there. But Caucasian comes from, of course, where they're at is at the foot of Asia. Like what you know today as Asia isn't what Asia used to be. Asia and Asia Minor and all those things were known differently geological on the map. You know what I'm saying? Geographically on the map. So these people came down from the steps. They call it the steps, right? Even if you look at a documentary, and I posted it in a group chat. There's a documentary that I posted in a group chat that'll help it get you caught up to what I know. They came from the steps. Then they became the Bulgars and the chosen people of the Caucasus. You understand? You want this right here? I'm gonna scour this right here, right? And I'm gonna find some good points. This right here in 13 Tribe is an excellent book to teach you the origins of these people, man. These people is dogs, man. Straight up. These people are what Shalom priest. These people are what you call culture vultures. They culture bandits, and they took your identity as you went into slavery, as you had to suffer more and more oppression. You see what I'm saying? So, all right. So boom. Now they come from out of the steppes of the mountains of the foot of Georgia, where you know it now, Georgia, Russia, right? That's where the Caucasus Mountains are. And then they came down into the land, and they became known as the Khazar Khaganates. And they had what was they absorbed other races when they went to war with them. Some of them made different, pacts with these people, and then then they had two kings, right? They would have two kings. One of them was called the Khaganate. If I'm messing this up, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'll do a whole breakdown on this thing later on, all right? But and then the other was like the Bulgar. He was like the face king, and the Khaganate. You know what I'm saying? What is that? A doorbell? About somebody's phone or something? All phones on mute, please. On vibrate, if you could, please. So then now you got these people. They come and they observe a Jewish faith, right? And I need to be going to TikTok. Let me get TikTok live somewhere if I could. Let's get on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You got a ZQ?
TikTok?
Yeah, you got the TikTok page? Let's go live on that joint unless you need your phone.
Yeah, I need it.
All right, here.
I need one that I can.
Here you go. Take this. Take this. All right, no sweat. No, he probably need that. Oh, you got the sword over there? All right, no sweat. So now, here you go. These people are starting to expand, right? They take over Turkey. They take over a vast amount of the top half of Europe, as you know today. So then, when the Crusades started to happen, who knows what the Crusades are? Raise your hand in here. Go ahead. Hold on. Wait. Go ahead.
Depends on which crusade.
The Crusade where Christianity was going against Islam with the Roman Catholic Church. You know something about that? Okay, yeah. So he right. So that's when you had Christianity trying to take over and Islam trying to take over because Muhammad, he used the sword. This is around Muhammad's time. So when he was alive and right after he was alive and it started expanding, right? His people, one of the Sunni and the Shiites, you know what I'm saying? The Shia or whatever, they wanted to, take over. And Christianity wanted to take all of the holy lands that they occupied, kind of like Gaza today. You see what I'm saying? It all starts from up there. That's why I'm giving you this here so you can understand the history about what's going on. So Muslims also were in Jerusalem. You understand? They took over Jerusalem, you understand, from us. They made it into this Islamic state. They took the temple that we used as the Lord's temple and then turned it into some piece of crap with a dome over it. You understand? Where it's all about Islam and all of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what is that?
It's the dome, the rock, dome rock, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of the head. But you can Google it right now and just find out what they did with the Solomon's Temple when Muslims took it over. Go ahead.
The dome that I actually using today is like a mosque.
Yeah, like a mosque. They turn it, you know what I'm saying, into that. It's like this shiny top of the dome. Really looks like a man's phallus. You understand? A man's penis. I don't know how LGBT that is, how suspect that is for you to want to turn the top of your building into what it looks like the tip of a penis. Well, they were known to do homosexuality as well, or LGBT lifestyle, or excuse my language, or alternative lifestyle is what they like to do. Nevertheless, so what happens is the Crusades was about taking the Holy Lands, with places where they deemed holy, like in Jerusalem, trying to take that away from influence that the Muslims had. So it was a crazy war. Well, the Khazarians didn't want to get into that war. They wanted to remain neutral, so they converted to a culture that is known to be a black man's culture, Hispanic, Native Indian, First Nations culture. They took that, and then meanwhile, you know what we were? What do you think we were? Go ahead.
Slaves.
Well, in certain parts of the world, yes, but at that time, you know what I'm saying, we were siding with the Moorish Empire. You understand? The Moorish Empire was 3 nations. So being a Moor is not something that's a bloodline or a race that you descend from. It was like a coalition of black races, Israelites, it was North Africans, and Arabs. See, back in these days, everybody knew that the Arabs was black people. You understand? Just like East Indians are black people, but they're not us. Just like so-called Africans are black people, but they're not us. People knew this was common knowledge, and even in ancient Egypt, I think they up there. Even in ancient Egypt, when we were still in ancient Egypt, so we were everywhere. We were kind of spread around. But they took this culture, and then they eventually they eventually started losing. You understand? And so the residue of them started going into Poland, identifying themselves as Jews, right? They went to Poland and Turkey and all of that. And then they got absorbed by the German Empire. You understand? And then that's where all of the Hitler and all of this stuff started happening. Then they made their way, after America ended up annihilating Hitler. I think that's a word that I can say. I think I can say annihilate. They annihilated the Nazis and Hitler and their power, and then they stuck to the Jewish thing that they made called Judaism. So it was a form of our culture, but they made it suit themselves because, of course, they're not us. They don't know how to be a black man. They don't know how to do that. Just like today, Eminem, he tries really hard, don't he? Eminem, he tries hard. But in reality, you just know he's just not us. You understand? He tried to go against the game. I don't think he won. Who in here thinks that Eminem beat the game in rap? I don't think so. Because all he do is Eminem, skimminy, Eminem, skimminy, miminy, Eminem, gimminy, miminy, Eminem, miminy, scoom, scop, diminy, bibbity, biminy. Like, what are you talking about? We don't want to hear the skibbity pop, the boop the bebop, the bam, the bibbity beep beep, the beep. We don't care nothing about that. That's not what real rhymes is about. And he tries the wordplay and all that. But the spirit that comes off of the game when he raps is different than what Eminem got. And rap ain't just about words and wordplay. It's about that energy that comes with it. Well, that's the same thing. Being an Israelite ain't about, you know what I'm saying, just the law. Because everybody got the law. How many races on this planet got the Bible? Every race on this planet got the Bible. Japanese, Chinese, Korean, you understand? Of course, white people, French people, French white people, French English people. And when they do it, and the Catholics and all that, when they do it in Rome, it don't hit the right way. Like my man FYBJ man say, when we got it, it hit different. It just hit different. It do. So, since we keeping it real, when you pick up the Bible, then your culture comes to life. And then everybody wants to say, why you think it's spread around everywhere? It's spread everywhere. Although America forces us to have class here. But guess what? Our enemies are the leaders that don't teach the people. I be outside in Milwaukee all day, every day. And I talk to people who should know about what's going on in Israel and why it's happening in Israel. They don't have a clue. But they do know Sexy Red song. They know Sexy Red is pregnant. You understand? They know Drake, he dissed everybody on his album. You understand? They know. Give me some more. What's popular in today's time? What's the other broad's name? Sukiyana. They know about her songs and all the thoughtness that's happening out here. Everything that has something to do with rap or some type of money, a new chain, a new gang, or something like that, they gang for real. You understand? But what they don't know is that the Third World's War just kicked off and they sleep. So that's what the topic is going to be today. It's going to be about Armageddon. There's a sweet song that's being sung in the earth, and it's called Armageddon. And Armageddon doesn't mean total destruction of the entire planet Earth, and then it's going to be obliterated like you see in movies where stars blow up and all that crap that they be showing you. Because they show us that kind of stuff. You know why they tell us about gray aliens? Who in here believe in gray aliens? I got you. I'll set it up. Who in here believes in gray aliens? If you do, show a hand if you believe in gray aliens. Nobody? You believe in gray aliens?
I believe that the white man has been calling aliens, but in reality, I don't think they are aliens. They are angels.
Okay. All right, then. Give them a hand. That's good talk, because I believe that too. Go ahead.
I believe in aliens that come in many different colors, shapes, all different things.
Oh, yeah?
A color don't mean nothing. Like, a gray alien is the one that they show them. That looks fake.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it could be anything. I haven't seen an actual alien with my eyes.
Uh-huh.
So I can't really say nothing.
Well, get a young man a hand. You know what I mean? I will tell you this. The Bible talks about aliens because they saw it firsthand. What we consider aliens or extraterrestrial or celestial people, the Bible talks about that in great detail too, might I add. So the Bible talks about somebody. Give me Ezekiel. 1 second.
Slide everyone.
Uh-huh.
You still want the Genesis?
Yeah, give me Genesis, and then we'll slide over to Ezekiel. See, right now we in what we call a time machine. People don't understand that the Bible is a time machine, right? So, let's go through this time machine. First, let's go to the origin of what's known today as the white race, right? And then we'll talk about great aliens. So in Ezekiel chapter 1, 5 through 7. Let's go there first. All right. But then after we go Genesis, right? So let's get Genesis. Let's get Genesis real quick. Uh-huh.
All right. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And it first came out, red. All over like a hairy garment.
Yeah, the first. Give me verse 24 first.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So we're looking at the foremother of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and the foremother of so-called white people today, as you know it, right? These people were black people. Isaac and Rebecca were a black man and a black woman. They got together, got married. You know what happens when you knocking holes in boxes. You know what I'm saying? Out comes the baby 10 months later. But this woman had twins. And in her womb, read on, please.
25.
Mm-hmm.
And the first came out red.
At birth, the first one came out red. Now, we understand. White people call themselves white. It's a play on words. They do that because white supremacy sounds better than red supremacy. Right? Because red kind of means stop. Like when you drive your car and you got the green light, you got the in Milwaukee, the yellow light is green light. But when the red light come, everybody know to stop, right? Or when you see a stop sign, most people don't obey stop signs, but it means stop. When you see red, it's alarm. You know what I'm saying? Well, they chose to call themselves the white race. And in doing that, they use that as a way to spread their supremacy, right? But of course, the Bible says, and we all know that this is just a pink people. You know what I'm saying? They pink. And then when they get mad or the sun beat on them, then they're red as hell. You understand? They're not black and brown like us. We black and brown and butter pecan and, mahogany and stuff like that. They're not that. Now, we not African black. Like the TV screen, there's some people in Africa that look just like that. You understand? Like that speaker, like this tablecloth. Now, that's black. We are brown. We're dark skinned. We're a beautiful tan. We're a beautiful color. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like, you should sit next to rhinos. Nevertheless, so-called white people are red people, right? And when the first one was born on this planet, he was red. He came out red and hairy all over like a garment. You understand? Meaning they wear their hair like animals wear. I don't want you to ever go look to see a man without his shirt. But if you look at white people when they take their shirt off, if they don't wax and and what they call it, Botox or something like that, is that right? They don't wax. I don't know what Botox is, but if they don't, Gillette is the best that a white man can get. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's even called European wax.
Good night. European wax. Because if they don't wax, brother, they're going to start looking like a werewolf.
Right.
A red werewolf.
Right.
You understand? Pinkish. Nasty. And that's just how they look. Well, that's how they came out. Red and hairy all over like a garment. Go ahead. Read on, please.
And they call his name Esau.
Esau. All right? Which is the same as, a red bastard. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was, a red bastard. All right? So that was the beginning of Esau. Read on. Let's talk about his brother, our forefather. Go ahead. Come on, let's get quick on the draw. Let's quick draw McGraw.
What's next? You wanted,
keep going. No, keep going with what you're reading. Yes, please.
And after that came his brother out. Came out his brother out.
Mm-hmm.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Yeah, because these twins was trying to find out who coming out the vagina first. Well, he got out first. That's fine, but he didn't get out without him knowing that Jacob had a hold of him and was always going to have a hold of him. You understand? And it was spiritual as well because the oldest shall serve the younger. So Jacob just chilling, but as he coming out, he grabbed his heel, let him know, I'm on your heels. You understand? I'm on your heels. Read on.
And Salakia. And his hand took hold of Esau's heel. His name was called Jacob.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Isaac was 80.
Don't worry about that. That's cool. So now let's talk about these so-called aliens, right? Let's talk about them real quick because they're gonna become very instrumental in what we see in the world. But I've watched documentaries where they say there's many different species of extraterrestrial and aliens and all that. I'm here to tell you right now, that is what you call bullshit. You understand? That's what we call it. It's grade A bullshit too. And if you get high, you understand, and you just watch YouTube, it'll sound believable. It'll sound great. You understand? But in reality, it's not. You know what I mean? So, if you watching, you know what I'm saying, on TikTok, share it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start going live a whole lot more. But, let's talk about these aliens. Let's start there. Let's start there. So, the aliens, let's get to, first of all, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 1. 5, 6, and through 7, whatever. All right, let's go there first. 1 and 5 really is a description. Go ahead.
You said chapter 1, verse 5?
Yes, please.
All right.
Let me get there with you. Now, this is my time travel machine. All right. If you ever want to travel through history, just open up a Bible and have a man up from the Bible who descendant from the people that wrote the Bible to tell you what's in the Bible. It's just that simple. All right. All right, let's go.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also out the...
Start at verse 4.
Verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind?
Yes.
A whirlwind came out of the north.
Yeah. Meaning it came out the sky. A whirlwind came out the sky. And this is just, now, if you know the Hebrew language, it's not as descriptive as the American English that we speak today. It's more straight to the point, how we see what's happening. And a whirlwind comes from out of what? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
The sky.
Comes from out of the sky. What is a whirlwind? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
It's a trap that anybody getting involved in, it blows away.
It's a tornado. All right? A tornado is that. A whirlwind in the Bible is a strong wind that comes, you know what I'm saying, it just devastates everything. We know that today as a tornado. Go ahead.
Yeah, there are some words in the Spanish, there is a certain similitude with English.
Mm-hmm.
Wind, in Spanish, we also call it norte. Right, Ayar?
Council.
Yeah. Okay, explain that.
There you have it. You know what I mean? That's why the Spanish language is so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Especially when spoken by Israelites. Please. Somebody help the brother turn that phone down, please. But yeah, don't worry about it, cause none of you got it. Cause you're an iPhone man like myself.
I know how to use it too.
Oh, okay, all right. Let them Androidians do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Who an Androidian here? That sounds like a race, an alien race. An Androidian. Yeah, hold on. Oh, you ain't with the Androidians no more? I thought you was from that galaxy. Get it? Galaxy. Yeah. Play on words. Went above your head a little bit. Anyway, so, all right. So now, here we go. Read. Keep going.
A great cloud.
A what?
A great cloud.
So you'll see in the Bible us describing chariots or UFOs, IFOs in the UPK. We've identified them. You'll see us use the word cloud or whirlwind. You understand? We'll use those words, or we'll use the word chariot. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, or we might use them all together. But you'll know that we're talking about something that came out of the sky, that cracked the cloud like a tornado does. You understand? We saw it come out of the sky, and it moves swiftly like a tornado. And doesn't a tornado seem to have a mind of its own? Out of all the reports, especially being in the South, I've been in the South, lived in the South. There was a tornado that hit our street. We was living on Druid Hill Ave, Birmingham, Alabama, right off of Shuttlesworth Drive. It's on the north side of Birmingham, right? We on this hill, and it's a tornado warning. Now, Alabama is good plain, like a plain flat land until you get to the mountains. Well, we lived in a valley. Birmingham is like a valley. The entire city is in the middle of a valley, right? Well, we're on this hill, and a tornado warning had came. So we ain't tripping about it. We see all the hail coming, the strong winds, and then a tornado decided to touch down at the top of our street, and that sent us running down to the basement. Now, as quick as it touched down, it went back up. Why? Because the tornado really wants to stretch all the way down to the bottom of the valley. So it went back up, and then it kept moving, and then it started trying to drop down other places. But it could have devastated my street, but it didn't. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, this joint is intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't it just come down like regular things just do regular things? Kind of had it. And then sometimes you'll see, if you research and you just get on your phone, you look up stuff, you'll see that tornadoes, some people think that tornadoes chase them. You ever heard of that? A tornado chasing you, or you'll see a tornado a mile away and it ain't doing nothing. and then it senses you looking at it, and then it comes straight for you. That's what some people describe it as. Go ahead, priest.
Also like lightning too.
Yeah, lightning as well. You know what I'm saying? All these things come to end. That's another thing that we also use as a chariot entering our atmosphere. We'll use lightning and rain and thunder and storm because that's how it looks. So if you look at the description of how it says that the Lord brought his chariot down with another angel, of course, brought a chariot down on a mountain where Moses got the law. It describes a storm, lightning and thunder, and the people were scared. You know what I'm saying? Because it came down and burnt the top of that damn mountain. And that's history. Now there's history still over in Saudi Arabia where you can see where the Lord sent an angel down to touch that mountain and converse with Moses and give us that law, written law. It's there, it's still there. Elijah's cave is still there. The 40-foot split rock is still there. The altar where the calves was the golden calf stood on top of it, still there. You understand? All of that is still there. The altar where we would sacrifice the animals at the foot of the mountain, still there. 12 hewn stones are placed as borderline around the mountain, still there. All of that is still there. All right.
So
Go ahead.
What you describing and whatnot, like can't you find that like the precept, if you could? So correct me if I'm wrong. The precept would be where, like, I'm paraphrasing, where like the scriptures say that like the earth shall help the woman.
Yes,
so
Revelation.
What you described is like all of our history is still there out there.
Yeah,
but, you know, the oppressor or whatnot covers that up.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you said.
You're right. And the Arabs that have that land in Saudi Arabia, they preserved it. And they got a fence all the way around it because they also tried to identify with Abraham. They say that they have an Abrahamic faith. They know that they come from one of Abraham's sons named Ishmael because we taught them that. You understand? We taught Muhammad that they come from Ishmael. Other than that, Muhammad didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But because they're Muslims and they also say that they serve the Most High, then they preserved that and kept it under intense military guard for years, for centuries. You understand? So they can preserve that site because it also solidifies them and their bastardized culture they call Islam. Nevertheless, I said that to say this. Let's keep reading the description so the young man can hear this. Go ahead. And somebody else can take it up too if you would like. Let's get more people to read in here.
Go.
Matter of fact, let's let the young man read. Where you at? Let's start at verse. You still at verse 4?
Come.
Let's let the young man read. Go ahead.
4 or 5.
At 4.
4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself, and the brightness was about.
Slow down. So it says a great cloud and a fire, right? So how would you describe something that you see that back in the day, before there was technology with lights and stuff like that, fire was that brightness that you saw? You see what I'm saying? Like the sun, the sun shines bright. And it said that it saw a fire, right? A cloud, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. Somebody try to describe that today. A cloud, though. You know what clouds look like, right? Could a cloud look like a fire that enfolds on itself? So then we know we're not really talking about an actual cloud. We're talking about something that sits in the sky like a cloud. You understand? But it looks like it's on fire, right? Because the lights that's coming off of it. And it said the fire looks like it enfolds on itself. So imagine a raging fire, right? That's sitting in the clouds. But instead of the fire doing this and going crazy, the fire is contained to itself. Do you understand that? Meaning it's trapped in. The light itself is trapped in. Meaning it's not a wild fire, but it's enclosed on itself. There's an object that looks like it's giving off fire Because if you look at something and it's super bright, your eyes, the way your eyes interpret that light, it gives off rays on the sides of it. Like when you look at the sun. In your mind, the sun sees you. When you see the sun, you see the rays because that's how your mind's eye interprets the light that's coming off of it. So it's the same thing. So it's a fire, but it's enclosed on itself. It's folded on itself as if it's contained. That's what it's talking about. When you fold something on itself, it's contained, right? Keep going. But it's in the shape of a cloud. And the majority of the clouds look like what? Can somebody draw a cloud real quick? What a cloud looks like on the board? Trooper. Man, okay. Somebody do it. The markers are over here. Should be right there. Somebody. I don't need a Picasso in here. I just need you to draw a cloud. As you see it in your mind. You're like, I don't know how to draw. I dig it. But I just need a brief cloud. Just show me a cloud. Right? Boom. Now throw some rays off the side of it, like some sun rays coming off the side of it. All right? And give me the bottom of it too. Give me some rays at the bottom too. All right? Now draw a line in the middle. That's that fold. No. Across the horizon of it. No. In the middle of it. The middle of the cloud. Draw a line going across from one side to the other side. That's the folding. That's what it's talking about, the fire that fold on itself. That's what it's seeing. And seeing, go ahead. You want to say something?
So I feel like, say like, I don't know how many people in here ever took a flight, like how the jet fuel, like it shoots out, but it's like a contained fire
around the turbine?
Yeah.
The turbine? Nah, this is different. This is different. As a matter of fact, let me see something. Like if I may. It's like this. All right. Because it's going to start describing this mud in a very detailed way. I want y'all to see this. This is exactly what they saw. All right. Now, yes, you got the rays coming off of it and all that. Right? That signifies that fire. If you can find that top when you get a chance. So that fold though is a divide. And as we go, I'm gonna need somebody to draw onto this what we described. All right? So did I mess something up over here? All right.
My hand ain't what it used to be. So.
Oh, okay, bet. All right, let's go. Turn that joint back around. We can do it like this then. Let me get it. All right. Let's keep reading.
Out of the mist, therefore, as the color of amber.
As the color of ember. All right, cool. Got the red one. Blue. Green.
Cameras for the chemicals.
All right. So, in reality, boom, it look like this. All right. So, keep reading.
Out of the mist of the fire.
Uh-huh.
Also out of the mist therefore come the likeness of 4 living creatures.
All right. Stop. Now, out of it, comes the likeness of 4 creatures. All right. Whatever for your mind's eye to see. All right. I know people think they're aliens, so I'm gonna just do this for you. Do that for you alien people. But it's going to describe what they look like. Go ahead.
And this was their appearance.
Now, let's see what they look like. Go ahead.
They had the likeness of a man.
Stop. They had the likeness of a man. So, they had the likeness of a man. All right. Go ahead, read on.
And everyone had 4 faces.
Okay. Everyone had 4 faces.
And everyone had 4 wings.
All right. So there was a face here, face there, face in the back. All right. They had 4 wings. One here, one there, one here, one there. Just a certain type of angel. Go ahead.
And their feet were straight.
And they had straight feet, like yours and mine. Right? Straight come out like that. That's how they stand. Go ahead.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Right. So it's telling you that the angels had black feet. If they had black feet, and guess what else was black? Their hands was black. And guess what else was black? Their face was black. All right? They were black people. Go ahead.
And they sparkled like the color of varnished brass.
Okay. Burnished brass is a brownish. That's how they sparkle. Go ahead. It's giving you an example of what they look like. These were black men. So I'm going to just go ahead and just get this man what we consider black man's hair. All right? With a headband. That's my artistic, you know what I'm saying, creativity. You know what I mean? With a beard. I'll give him one of those because he is a man. All right. Go ahead.
And they had the hands of a man.
They had the what?
The hands of a man.
They had the hands of a what?
Hands of a man.
So we already talked about their skin color was black, as if it was burnished brass. Yeah. Right? Now it said their feet came out straight like mine does, right? When my body goes down, my feet come out. So they had straight feet. And they got what?
Had the hands of a man.
They got the hands of a man. Now, I'm a man. Here go my hands. That's what my hands look like. What y'all hands look like? Or do your hands, you got the 3 alien hands. No, the hands of a man is 5 fingers. You know what I'm saying? Your digit is a thumb. All right? What else it say?
Under their wings on their 4 sides, they have 4. They have, and they have 4. And they 4 had their faces and their wings.
All right, go ahead. What verse? Call out the verse you're reading from now.
All right. Verse 9. Their wings were joined one to another.
Like that.
They turned not when they wanted.
Now we're talking now. 1 second. Now we're talking about this again. The vehicle that they came in. All right, go ahead.
They went everyone straight and forward.
Meaning they travel like this. Travel how they wanted to go. Travel like that. They travel like this. They can travel like that. They can come straight to you. However they wanted to do, that's the direction they want to do. However they felt like. Go ahead.
10. As for their likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man.
Had the face of a what?
Face of a man.
Okay. Go ahead. I drew a man's face there. Go ahead.
Right. And the face of a lion.
And a fierce face like a lion. Go ahead.
On the right side they had 4. Right side, and they had 4. And they 4 had a face of an ox on the left side.
All right. Go ahead.
They 4 also had the face of an eagle.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that literal? You asked me if that's literal. You ready to ask me that? No. It's not literal. If you had the face of a lion, how would it look? Make the face of a lion. Okay? Okay. Can you make the face of a lion?
Ferocious, like
yeah, they were ferocious like that. Can you make the face of an ox? Can you put on the characteristics of an ox? They worked hard. You understand? What's the other one? The face of an eagle? Yeah, they was also fierce. They was hunters. You understand? You can tell all of this. We're just describing it. Just like we described the serpent in the Garden of Eden. It was really a man. He just had the characteristics of a what? And if you did crime with somebody and y'all got caught and you went to jail and he did it, what would you call him?
Rat.
Say it loud.
Rat.
A rat. Is it really a rat? No, it's a man. So what the Bible is telling you, that it was a man, the dude had a face of a man, but he had the characteristics of a lion, he had the face of an ox, he had the face of an eagle, but at the end of the day, these are just different personas on them. Go ahead.
Salaki, so what does it mean when it says it has 4 heads?
That's all. That's all it's talking about.
4 heads.
There you have it. Okay. And when we get high, this is what we see. We see this. We see one head over here, one head right there, another head right there, one on the side. Yeah. Right? Yep, there he goes right there. And then him right there, he's sad. All right. And then you got him right here, he's excited. And then you got him over here, he's confused. He don't know what to look. Alright. You got a regular face of a man. You got a black man's nose, lips, all that. That's what you see. That's in movies. Go ahead.
So I don't know if this go with it, but when you call somebody two-faced, they put on different faces in front of you.
Give him a hand.
They really something.
Give him a hand. That was exactly what I was going to go next. You know what I'm saying? Man of many faces. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, remember, the Bible is written in metaphors. Right. Because we are the people who wrote it. That was an excellent analogy. All right? So let's keep reading. He liking this class.
So like, sir, if I could.
Yes, one second.
So if I could, so the 4 faces are just like what? The different demeanors or something like that? Or these are just like how he looked? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the best way that you can describe it as a person who can't describe what they're saying. Like, okay, like he said, and all of these are characteristics of it. This ain't that angel that's in heaven,
right? That's
next to the Lord with all them eyes and all of them creatures like that. Those really look like that. You understand?
Right.
This one, you can see what's on his face. Like you could, like if I got mad with you right now, you can see that on my face. If I didn't fuck with you right now, you can see that too. If I wanted to go hunt something and I was determined, you can see that too. I got a certain face that I make when I'm working. You know. We all got slaves. I'm determined. It's just a different qualities, characteristics on this man's face that they can see. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Verse 11. Thus were the faces.
Uh-huh.
And their wings were stretched up, upward. 2 wings of every one were joined up together, and 2 converged their bodies.
Okay. So pretty much what we getting to where verse 16, you at 16 yet? 12, keep going.
And they went, everyone straight forward.
Uh-huh.
Whither the spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they wanted, not when they wanted.
So what it's talking about is they control these joints with their mind. They inside this joint, and wherever they mind say they want this joint to go, that's exactly where it goes. You understand? It ain't no, they ain't holding no analog going like this. If they wanted to do this, that's what it's doing. In their mind, they think it, that's what it does. Go ahead.
Was to go, they went. And they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the...
Now stop. When it says they turned not when they went, you ever seen a UFO? It don't have to do this. to turn like a plane does. It just doesn't. You understand? Go ahead.
Like, so what these wings kind of remind me of, and the characteristics of the wings kind of reminds me of a hummingbird. Hummingbird goes sideways, up and down.
Okay, well, what we was talking about, we gave the description of him with his wings. Then it started talking about how the vehicle flies.
Moves, yeah.
Yeah,
a hummingbird does that.
A hummingbird does that. Yes. So a hummingbird, you'll see his front, but he doesn't have to turn to do this. He can like that, and you'll still see his front. Go ahead.
So is that?
But the craft, I'm sorry,
Okay.
but the craft doesn't have actual wings. It's just talking about the flight of the craft on how it does. But it doesn't really have wings. It looks like a cloud. Go ahead.
That's something they describing their technology, so they had way back then. They
Right.
describing technology.
This is the best that they could do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
As for the likeness of the living creature.
Now they call this a living creature because to them that was alive because he's alive and he's alive. He's controlling it. This is what we call a UFO. They're calling it a living creature. Go ahead.
Their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
Yeah, here we go. The burning coals of fire. That's what the appearances look like. Go ahead.
Like the appearance of lamps.
Like what?
The appearance of lamps.
And that's why the appearance of lamps. If you look at a lamp, you look at a light, it has those rays coming off of it. It's bright like that. So it glows, really. The appearance of lamp. It's not a fire, but it glows, right? Go ahead.
It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright.
Now, that's how you know that it's talking about the vehicle because it said it went up and down. It's a living creature, though, but it was talking about these 4 living creatures that it went up and down to the living creatures. Go ahead.
And out of the fire went forth lightning.
Went forth what?
Went forth lightning.
That's this. That's that beam of light that comes down. That's how it came down with the creatures. Read that again. What you just talking about, it came up and down.
And the living creatures ran in. It went up and down among the living creatures.
Stop. So it went up and down among the living creatures. Right? Go ahead.
And the fire was bright.
And the fire was bright. Boom. Go ahead.
And out of the fire went forth lightning.
Boom. That beam me up, Scotty lightning. That's the best they can describe it. Go ahead.
And the living creatures ran and returned.
They did what?
Ran and returned.
They did what?
Ran and returned.
Zoop! Returned back up into it. You understand? Go ahead. Hold on 1 second before you read. Go ahead.
So like Star Trek, maybe you get beamed to the thing.
Well, Star Trek is like what this.
Well, yeah. I'm saying a visual.
But that's their visual. Yes. When they said they ran and returned, they quickly returned into the ship through that lightning that you see. Go ahead.
And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning.
As a what?
Flash of lightning.
What does that sound like to y'all? As the appearance of a flash of lightning, that's how quick they got sucked back into this machine, into this living creature that they call a living creature, which is really just a chariot. You understand? You want to say something? I know I ain't done this breakdown in a while, and now I can illustrate it here. So let's go.
Now, as I behold the living creatures, behold one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures.
Now he sees them inside of it. Right? Boom, they went up. Go ahead.
With his 4 faces, the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a barrel.
Of a barrel, which is green. Right? So barrel is green, right? So they're seeing different lights coming off this joint on all sides. You understand? Go ahead.
And they 4 had one likeness.
Uh-huh.
And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Yeah. So the mechanics. Now they describe the mechanics of this thing that they're seeing. You understand? And it's like a wheel within a wheel. You understand? The mechanics of this joint is moving. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So they're describing a machine. Go ahead. Because gears. You understand? Like think of a gear. Right? How gears move. That's the best that they can describe it. And did they have gears back then? Of course they did, because they had wheels. They knew what a gear was. You understand? Go ahead.
When they went upon their four sides.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned not when they went.
So their four sides would be the front, the back, side, side. They stayed like this. When they went like this. You understand? They didn't do this to do that. It just moved like this when they went. Just like that. He could see the four creatures in here because he's about to describe something else. Go ahead.
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful.
That they were what?
Dreadful.
Yeah, they was afraid. As for the what?
Wheels.
No, as the wheels or rings.
Rings.
As their rings. Raining. So it made, okay, if you saw this today, if you didn't know, you'd be afraid. I don't know if anybody got a spirit like I got it. But when I see it, I wouldn't be afraid because I would know what it is. You see what I'm saying? But imagine you seeing it and you're afraid. It's nothing you've seen before. It's that fear that white people have in the movies. It's dreadful to them. They're unsure. Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The fear of the unknown.
There you have it. You know what I'm saying? There you have it. Go ahead.
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
And their rings were full of eyes around about them four.
Like this. We talking about the windows, right? The windows was everywhere. Those are the eyes that they're talking about. You understand? Those eyes that go all the way around the craft that people can see out of. That's an eye. An eye. That's an eye. That's an eye. That's an eye. Because you can see out of it. The windows. Go ahead.
And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them.
Mm-hmm.
And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth.
When it was what?
Lifted up from the earth.
Well, we just talked about that, right? It was lifted up from the earth. Go ahead.
The wheels were lifted up. Verse 20.
Go ahead.
Whether so, the spirit was to go. They went.
Wherever they wanted to go, that's where they went. Go ahead.
That word is tough right there.
What's the word?
Thither.
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 Thither is like here and there. It's like here and there mixed together. So thither and thither, meaning it just came here and there, back and forth. Go ahead.
Thither was their spirit to go.
Mm-hmm.
And the wheels were lifted up over against them.
Mm-hmm.
For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels.
Now, meaning, and now they're in here. All right, what verse are we at?
21.
Let's keep going. Might as well. I mean, we here. Go ahead.
All right. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood.
Which means that they were inside of the vehicle. Wherever the vehicle went, they went because they're inside of it now. It wasn't like when we was talking about when it was above them before it took them up. Now they're inside of it. Go ahead.
All right. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And the likeness of the fire.
Go ahead.
Firmament.
The firmament. Now I'm going to give you a better description of what they're in because now it's about to go to that. So forget the cloud. All right. Forget it looking like a cloud. Let's give it its real shape.
was trying to find, I got a picture. I took a picture of it. I believe it was a cherry. It looks just like that too.
Yeah, that's how they gonna look. Because I'm just doing what I'm described. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
Upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal.
There you go.
Stretched and forth over there.
Stop 1 second. Now, that's the terrible crystal. You know what I'm saying? That's that window that's over there. That's blue. It's a glass. All right? It's talking about the firmament that was over there. Go ahead. A firmament is a glass, something that keeps something in and everything else out. Go ahead.
Stretched forth over their heads above, and under the firmament were the wings, straight the one toward the other.
So, wings is talking about is how it flies. You understand? It would be here, 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 and then in the back. So, you know what I'm saying? So I guess they can see the propulsion systems, or they can hear them, or whatever the case may be. Go ahead. Or how it flies like that. Go ahead.
And under the firmament were the wings straight, the one toward the other. Everyone had two, which covered on this side, and everyone had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. Verse 24. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty.
There you have it. So, now, is there any more on that?
More, okay. As the voice of the Almighty, the voice of the speech, as the noise of the host, as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings.
There you go. All right. Well, I think we can stop right there. That's a good depiction of what you're seeing in Ezekiel. This is before NASA. You know what I'm saying? This is before NASA space program. This is before, you understand, all the other things that you can see. All right. So now that we know what these look like, any questions in the room before we go to the actual topic? Go ahead, Trooper.
So that was a good breakdown. You be able to see everything you was talking about visually.
God, Most High Christ. That's why we got that board. When people used to read the Bible, they didn't see none of this, brother. They saw some four-headed thing like that. Remember? When we was talking about that, we ain't on drugs no more, y'all. Now we're gonna make this thing make sense in the eyes and the ears of a black man. That's why it's called universal and practical knowledge.
That's right.
All right. Tabak, you had your hand up?
Yeah. Book of Luke. Promotion of how Yahweh Shai was lifted up when he ascended to the Father, right? In the chariot.
Yes, same way. That's in Luke chapter 9. Same way. You want to get that, or can we move on? The young man, you want to see that, what Christ is taking up in the chariot? You good on that? Because it happened. I can show you that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Get a young man a hand. Excellent reading. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
go ahead. Yes, you may.
Sorry, so let me interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Just like this is mind blowing to someone that's out there in the world, and you describing and portraying, you know what I'm saying, exactly, breaking down the metaphor in the Bible and whatnot. That's amazing, because in the world we thought when it said many faces, we thought it was actual 4 faces. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And each face was a face of an animal, so an eagle, an ox, a lion. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Keep going. You know
what I'm saying? That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's imperative to learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn the Bible with the spirit of the Most High of the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
God.
So without that spirit, without that Holy Spirit to learn the Bible and whatnot, you're gonna be reading. You're gonna be looking at metaphors like, oh, well, this is literal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Damn right. Give me a ahead, Rapah.
I got a question on Genesis 18 and verse 17.
Who can get that first? An A-time machine.
Yeah.
You already there?
Yeah.
18, 17, huh? I'm not quite there yet. I'm dealing with Roman numerals. 18, 17. All right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 17.
What do you want? Just a breakdown on this, or?
What would he say? He wanted to keep Abraham from his seed, or he wanna keep him from knowing where Sodom and Gomorrah was going up.
18, 17. Hold on, I'm not there. Hold on, that's not it. $18 and 17. 18 and 17 is where. Read it.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 17. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham the things which I do?
Okay, what's your question?
What he saying what he gonna do to Sodom and Gomorrah, or
what do you see Sodom and Gomorrah here?
Verse 18.
Read it.
Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation. No, it's
verse 20 is what you're talking about.
Yeah. Or he did not want to see Sarah Sarah have a child, or he
well, let's just read it. Let's just read it from verse 15. Let me get it from Kananya. Genesis chapter 18 verse 15, please. This is talking about, here's a synopsis. We're talking about when the Lord told Sarah that he was going to give her a child, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
But he sitting Sodom and Gomorrah with it, so I don't know what.
Hold on one second. Yeah. All right. Don't sweat. So let's do from Mm-hmm.
My bad.
All right, so let's go. I think I know what your question is. Is your question, why are they in Sodom and Gomorrah right now? Why are they going to Sodom?
No.
What's your question?
The Lord said, "I shall keep it from him." Which one is he talking about? He's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, or Sarah about to have a kid.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's talking about read verse 19.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
Now, of course, the Lord made a promise to Abraham that all his seed will, you know what I'm saying, he'll have seed that's like the sand of the sea, right? So now you get to the point where when the Lord said, and the Lord shall say, and the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? That's a question. He's not saying that he is going to hide. He's saying that's a question. He's telling Sarah, so should I hide from Abraham the thing that I'm going to do? No, because I told Abraham that I'm going to give him what? A nation, right? It says that his children shall, he shall command his children, meaning he's going to teach his children the way of the Lord. And in the end, they're going to judge. You understand? And then now when you get to verse 20, read verse 20.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous.
Read.
Verse 21. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. And if not, I will know.
Well, here's the deal. What you're mixing together doesn't go together. The Lord, your question is the Lord saying that Abraham, he was going to hide that from Abraham, that his seed and all that? Or was he hiding the fact what was going to happen to Sodom and Gomorrah?
But he says, and the Lord said, shall I hide
from Abraham that thing that I'll do?
Yeah.
That's a question.
Oh.
It's not saying that I'm going to hide it. See, it said, shall I?
Oh.
Shall I hide that thing from Abraham, which I said I was going to do? If it was a statement, he would have said, and the Lord said, I shall hide that thing from Abraham. So it's not saying that he was going to hide this from him.
So which one is he talking about then?
He's talking about the fact that the Lord is about to give Sarah a son.
Oh, okay.
And make that son the father of many, many nations, and that he shall be blessed, and that they shall rule the earth. That's the point.
Okay.
Should I hide that from Abraham? You see what I'm saying? That's what he's asking Sarah. You know what I'm saying? And then he shows his might and what he's about to do with Sodom and Gomorrah, which is the same thing that I asked you. Do you think that your body will never heal? This is the same God that did what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Do you believe that he did that to them? So do you believe that the Lord split the Red Sea? Do you believe that he saved the Israelites from Egypt? How about that Christ raised a man from dead that was dead 3 days? How about the fact that Christ died himself? Christ was unalived himself, and that he himself, you understand, was rose from the dead. You believe that? So then guess what? Shall I not tell you the things that the Lord got for you? That your body is going to be healed, and that after a while you be good to go? You be back Rapayala beating people up? It'll happen. You see what I'm saying? That's all he's saying to Sarah right now. Because Sarah laughed. When the Lord told Sarah something that in her mind could never happen. Now, if I tell you that the Lord will heal you and all of that, and you have all your functions back, your everything will go back to exactly how it was. Are you gonna laugh in your heart like Sarah did when the Lord told Sarah that she was going to give her a son from Abraham that came from her, even though she was barren, she was old in age? Remember what she asked? She said, well, am I supposed to know pleasure? She old. She said, I'm old in age. Am I supposed to know pleasure? Meaning, am I supposed to have sex? I'm old. She didn't believe it. And the Lord had to make her believe it. As sure as I told Abraham that I'm going to have a nation come up out of him that's going to make nations, he's going to command his children, and they're going to end up judging the earth. As sure as I said that, what you thought I was playing, you're going to have a child. Well, guess what? As sure as the Lord told you that if you serve him, that he'll heal your body, the same thing, brother. As sure as I told you that, that's as sure as it's going to happen. Now, as sure as Sodom and Gomorrah is gone, we can read about that today. You see what I'm saying? As sure as America is going to crumble, and everybody that loves America and all his fellows and everybody on the other side that's fighting for the land that we got, they going to. Any more questions before we get into the topic? None? Young man, you got any questions? You got any questions?
Kind of, sir. My question is, can someone run from a calling that the Most High has given out?
For sure they can. You can definitely run from it.
But it's like it's
give me the book of Jonah. Jonah ran. He ran. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Jonah. Let's see how it ended up for Jonah when he ran. Look, niggas gonna run. Niggas gonna try to get away from it. But you'd be wise, like this young man in here, to not run from it. I'm quite sure this young man be seeing things that make him know exactly where he should be. He ran from it as long as he could. And hell, he could run from it tonight. And we'll never see him again until he's 33. And he gonna be in here like, man, I should have just came on in here when I was 18. I don't know why I did that, but my life was hell. You understand? Until I came back in here. It happens like that. We find Jonah. Well, here we go, Jonah. Do. Read chapter 4, verse 1. Well, first of all, let's read what the Lord told him to go to Nineveh. Go to verse 1, chapter 1, verse 1. Start at verse 1, please.
Jonah 1:1.
Please.
Okay. Everybody there?
Mm-hmm. I'm there with you.
The book of Jonah, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai?
Yep.
Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh.
Nineveh is a city of a capital of Babylon. We was in a Babylonian captivity. Nineveh is one of them cities that was there, right? And when he says arise, that's like me giving you an order. Kowal, stand. I want you to go and do this. It's the same thing. The Lord is giving Jonah an order. You want to know why? Because the priesthood of the Lord has always been a military discipline structure. You get orders, you do them. Every damn what your rank is. You get the order, you get them, you do them. That's what you do. Go ahead.
Salaki. So does that mean that we can't pass it to a man under us like we had worked on that one time?
You could definitely do that. But right now, the Spirit of the Lord is coming, is using a prophet to come to Jonah and tell Jonah what he got to do. I don't know who was underneath Jonah's rank, where he was at in Nineveh. Don't know. But there was most likely a priesthood there. You know what I'm saying? Jonah just, he got the order. And let's read about Jonah real quick. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. The dispensation of work is different. You see what I'm saying? Like Jonah is in Nineveh. At the same time, you got Daniel. At the same time. They're all contemporaries together. You see what I'm saying? Meaning, a contemporary means that they're all in the same school. They all came up together. They all worked together for the same cause, same priesthood, but they're doing different things in the kingdoms that got their people, you know what I'm saying, in subjugation. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Remember when we went over the story about Habakkuk and Bel and the dragon, where the angel came and grabbed him by his braids and took him to the den where Daniel was at, starving, where the lions was at. Remember that? That's the same. That's what lets you know that these men were in the same time period. So there's a book. Daniel is all the way right here. Where the hell is Daniel at? Right before, after Ezekiel? Is it right after or before Ezekiel?
It's like it says right after Ezekiel.
It's right after Ezekiel. Yet, we're reading Jonah, which is right after Obadiah. And Obadiah is after Amos. And Amos is after Daniel. But then, you know how far you got to go to get to Habakkuk after that? Let's see. You got Micah, you got Zechariah, you got Nahum, you got Zephaniah, or you got Nahum, then you got Habakkuk. Daniel was a contemporary alive in the same priesthood when Daniel was alive in the lion's den in Babylon. Nineveh is a part of the Babylonian Empire. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to y'all? That's like us being in Milwaukee, and then something happens where Captain Gadalhar is in LA. Captain Gadalhar now has to be in let's say, give me something notorious. In a Jordan Downs project. Somebody got him in the Jordan Downs projects with 12 pit bulls around him, ready to kill him. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't got nothing to eat. And then the angel of the Lord come tell me, Debarma, I want you to go to LA and go feed your brother. He's being held captive by some devils in the Jordan Downs projects under the ground. Go to him. And then I say to the angel, well, I've never been to LA. How am I going to get to LA? I've been to LA, of course, but you know what I'm saying? How am I going to get to LA? That sounds impossible. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's an order from the Lord to me. I'm not going to tell y'all to do it. I ought to tell y'all to do it. Hey, look, man, the Lord gave me an order. I want you to go to LA and go do... Nah. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? Is a different connotation there. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it because I was a direct order from the Lord.
To me. Yeah, so that's what's happening to Jonah right now. Jonah is getting a direct order. Arise. Who's reading?
Arise. Go to Nineveh.
No.
Nineveh.
You got it. It's okay. We'll go get it. We'll go, you know what I'm saying? Who teaches the history class now? Tabakanas? Give Tabak. I thought that switched.
Oh, I got switched?
Yeah, you got switched out of that slide, I think. You guys.
We'll talk about
it. He didn't know.
We'll talk about it.
Damn. My bad. See, he finna get like Jonah on me. He like, all right. Well, whoever teach the history class, give him a hand. All right. These are the kind of things you need to go into. You need to go into the different periods. If you're teaching history, you need to start going into the different periods. The dynasties of Egypt when we were there. Nineveh when we were there. Babylon when we was there. Egypt when we were there. Even under the Ptolemaic empires. And that's after the pharaohs, the great pharaohs in Moses' time. When we were there. Let's talk about how Arabia had us in slavery and was grabbing us, putting us in slavery, using our women as whores, which is where you got the whole thing of what's that word that they say about whores? You got a harem of whores. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, a group. I'm talking about a harem. This man is educated. Who are you related to, man? Man, give him a hand. I think I met you before. I met him before, didn't I? It's a while ago, but I met him. I think I met you before. But, yes, it's a group of women or a harem of women. Like, so let's get into history classes on what happened in Central and South America, the Taínos on the island of Jamaica, and why they even call it Jamaica. Let's talk about that kind of stuff. Let's get into real history. You didn't know that the Taínos was on the island of Jamaica before they came and brought them, did you? I know. It's a lot of stuff you just don't know because my history teacher is not teaching you. If my history teacher would like content that he could teach, all he got to do is give me a call. And then we can go over it, and then he can bring it out to you. We got plenty of books and more to come. Ain't that right, Ayar?
Yeah,
Hey, I'm always trying to get them dope books Ayar got over there. He ain't coming up off of them yet, man. But he got, man, Ayar is sitting on some real Central American gold. He got some books over there. I remember we used to chop it up in Oregon. I used to be over Ayar crib, man. You remember them days, man? You'd be over at Ayar crib, man, and he like, man, I don't want to check this book out. Check that book out. Hey, check this book out. We start diving into them books. It's nothing but mysteries in them books, man. You sitting on a gold mine over there, man. You got to come and bring it somewhere. At least if you don't donate it to the school, at least let brothers read it and try to bring out their history because you sit on a lot. Or start a podcast and just start bringing out the things that you know. You see what I'm saying? About the Mexican people, about the Aztecs, the Mayans, all of the people of the Central America. You know what I'm saying? South America. Because I know you got stuff on South America because I was reading it with you. You see what I'm saying? All of the things on North America because I know you got it because I was reading it with you. Well, it does us no good if we can't bring it out in history class. You see what I'm saying? You want to say something?
I don't want to concept like you were saying about the Taino Indians. They basically pretty much they were settled down, in all the Caribbean islands. So mistakenly, so they called the Mexican, the tribe of Isupk, the Aztecs, the Mexicas. They call the Central Americans, the Mayans, and the tribe of Asia, they call the Incas.
Mm-hmm.
So there is through our, like you say, through our history, we need to explain everybody who exactly the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Tainos are. But basically, through our history.
There you go. Give him a hand. I got proof that the Bering Strait is trash, and I got more proof that proves that the tribes started from the southern tip of South America and spread up. I got proof. The Arawak Indians came from South America, and then they traveled up to the Caribbean islands, and they occupied Jamaica, Haiti, which is known as Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, Barbados, the Bahamas, Cuba, all of that. And then they started having their own sub-tribes, which is the Tainos, the Borican, on the Borican Islands. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of that. But they came from South America and expanded up. I got proof to show you how the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad became predominant in North America and Canada. Not talking about any Eskimos or nothing like that. Those are separate people. They got here differently. But you see that they was only isolated to the coldest parts. Them Inuit people, man, we wasn't giving them no land over here because we knew they was different. You see what I'm saying? So, I say that to say that there's history that we need to bring out. Let's get to it. Go ahead.
You are an amazing teacher.
Man, Most High Christ. Hey, that's the spirit of the Lord, man. I need, you know what I'm saying? After a while, we're going to be a wonder in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is work. Work, keep working. Before you know it, we'll have a big-ass school out here. We'll be bigger than where we are today. It just takes manpower. It takes work. It takes zeal. And it takes professionalism. That's all it takes. You got to just be dedicated. You see what's happening in the earth today, right? Armageddon is jump-started up, As a matter of fact, if there's nothing else, we can talk about Jonah another time. We ain't Jonah. We them niggas who said, okay, we're going to do what you say, the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We told the Most High, we're going to do what you say. We're not Jonah. Give the Lord a hand. So guess what? We'll talk about Jonah another time. Give me Matthew chapter 24 and 3. All right? Let's get into this Armageddon thing. I know it's 8 o'clock. We got a council shortly after class. We're gonna try to get enough as we can get the beginning of it. There's other classes. As a matter of fact, I might come and take over somebody's class tomorrow. I might take over a Mungabar class tomorrow. So if you want to hear more about Armageddon, then come to class tomorrow too. Because I most likely should come and teach the class here tomorrow too. All right? Let's get it. Matthew 24 and 3.
24 or 28?
24 and 3. Still with you. Let's go. Come on, Akim. Let's focus. Let's get it. 24-3. Go ahead. Yeah, just whoever get it first, read.
Can I start it now?
Please.
Everybody got it?
Come.
Okay, the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3.
Let's read with some power in here, man.
Yeah. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And of the end of the world?
What does the word world mean? Go ahead, Kala.
Age of society, sir.
The word world doesn't mean the globe or the earth. You're correct. It means an age or a society. Like there was a dynastic age in China. There was a dynastic age in Egypt. Go ahead. Era. Give him a hand.
Yeah.
It's an era. That's a good way to break it down. So the word world, when you read it in the Bible, is talking about an era of a rulership, of a society, of an age of people, or an era of people. All right? Go ahead.
Number 4. And Jesus answered.
Yahushua answered.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Meaning when he say take heed, wisen up, be on game, be on point. Don't let nobody trick you out of what's really about to happen out here, because they really are going to try to trick you. Remember we was talking about the great aliens. That's a trick. The Anunnaki. That's a trick. Give me more. The white man going to Pluto. That's a trick. You understand? The white man talking to great aliens is a trick. It's all stupidity. Go ahead.
The aliens.
Yes, the great aliens. Yep. There you have it. Go ahead.
Christ love everybody.
Christ love everybody is definitely a trick. That the whole earth is gonna end and we're gonna go live in heaven with the Most High. That's a trick. When you die and you're a bad person, you go to hell. That's under the ground. Dante's Inferno. That's a trick. That's not true. Go ahead.
Well, so God say everybody in heaven right away, looking down on us, and that a lie.
Yeah, when the people that have been unalived are up in heaven looking down on you, that's not true. Tupac and Biggie are not in gangster paradise and in some realm called Valhalla, kicking it, smoking blunt. Think about that. Just think about that. Biggie and Tupac in heaven, smoking blunts, looking at you saying, "Oh man, I hope he don't do what I did." I mean, you want this gas? First of all, how did they get gas? Where did they get the gas from? You need to tell who brought it up there? El Chapo? El Chapo, he supplying heaven. he throwing it up. He taking Jacob's ladder. He took Jacob's ladder to go up to heaven and get him niggas some gas. Go ahead.
So was the immaculate conception a trick too?
You know it. Because you know Mary got that thing toe up. And that's how Jesus came. You know what I'm saying? Jesus ain't come by the angel saying, Mary, I touch your belly. And now you got a child in it. That ain't how it happened. Go ahead.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Right. Mary, Holy Mother of God. Man, how about mother? I can't say that on live. So yeah. Where we at? Don't let nobody deceive you. Go ahead.
5. For many shall come in my name.
In whose name?
My name.
What does that mean? Many shall come in my name. Now I'm finna try. Nope. Let me try the young man. When Christ said, many shall come in my name, what is he talking about?
Many will follow, like, believe in his name, people will preach.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it's saying. But when it says in my name, what is that talking about? Break that down for me. Okay. Usually a man's name is his reputation. You see how if somebody tried to shit on or spit on your name, you know what I'm saying, or destroy your rep, destroy your character, that's what Christ is saying when he says in my name. He's talking about if any man If any man shall come to you in my reputation, saying, read,
saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Meaning, don't let somebody come in here trying to take the reputation that Christ built and bastardize it, saying, oh, I'm Christ. There's a many dudes out here who's going through hysteria in their mind, delusions in their mind, thinking that they Jesus Christ right now on earth, when none of the prophecies that said that would bring Christ back hasn't even happened yet. Don't let nobody trick you saying that they are Christ. Go ahead, read.
6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And you seeing what's happening in Israel and Palestine. See what's happening in France. You see what's happening with Russia and China aligning themselves with Mexico. All these other southern South American countries are thinking about gearing up to side with China and to side with Russia. And you see all of the threats, all of the games of war that Russia is doing. They fly their jets closer and closer to America every time. And America flying their jets closer. You see what's happening in Taiwan? Y'all forgot about Taiwan, didn't y'all? Y'all forgot about the whole entire thing with Taiwan. You forgot about the whole entire thing with Russia and the Ukraine. You forgot all about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, before you do it. The Ukrainia is exactly where the Khazarian Kaganet was at. I couldn't remember the country, but it was in Ukraine. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I didn't forget.
About Ukraine and
yeah.
Taiwan and all of that works. You see what I'm saying? All of that is things that's going to happen that you're going to have to see. Read on.
See that ye be not troubled.
Of course, you know there's a threat, right? That because there's so many Jewish people over here that wish they were the Jews and are not. And then there's so many, Palestinians and Arabs that are over here right now. The border is open for Arabs and Jewish people, but they're not open for the people who it should be open for. The land rightfully belongs to the so-called Latinos and the so-called Central Americans and the so-called Hispanics. This land belongs to them. The Native American Indians, it belongs to the First Nations. Yet they're oppressed, but they allow all of these Chinese people, they allow all these Arabic-speaking people, and all of these Israeli people over here easily. And they sending all your money that you making all use in the back of the Olive Garden, chopping up Italian food. Ain't no Italians back there. And if you didn't know, let me help you out. There's no Italians cooking your food in Olive Garden. It's Mexicans and Negroes in the back of Olive Garden cooking your food that you thought the pasta is so good. This is the taste of Tuscany. No, it's not. This is the taste of Mexico you eating right now. Go ahead.
I seen it. They cooking they food.
Man, I worked at Olive Garden when I was 19 and 20. I worked there. And there wasn't no white people back there. Even the chef was black. One number of blacks and Hispanics back there. We back there talking, chilling, on break, smoking, going home, doing whatever the hell you want to do, come back and cook Italian food. I learned all about the wines. I'm a wine connoisseur today because I worked at Olive Garden. I know all the different types. I worked there. Ain't no, the bees. You want to come and take you want the tomato, tomato, whichever you say. Mario Brothers ain't back there, brother. They ain't back there. We was back there, and it's the same thing. So you're gonna see these things, right? And these don't be troubled, because guess what? It has to happen. That's why Christ is saying don't be troubled, because Armageddon is that sweet song you've been waiting to hear from the Lord and his prophets. Armageddon is when we actually begin to come together. I know it don't seem like it today, but give it a little bit of time. The Lord is going to push Negroes and Latinos and First Nations together. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And then what we're doing in this tiny space right here is going to be what they put on TikTok. This is what they going live to do. You understand? The Christian church is done, They done. They on their last little leg. It's over with for them. It's like a injured calf. An injured cow. You know, injured wildebeest. Man, you on your last day. You about to be food. He about to be food for everybody he stole from. He made himself fat like a big cow, like a big ox, with all of the money and prayers and resources and everything that he stole from the Black and Latino community and stole from the First Nations and all of the bad philosophies he gave us. He on his last leg, and we know it. And when it's over with, man, we're going to demand that money back from these pastors. We're going to demand that back. And the people are going to want to be stingy because they're going to still have this idea of America. But the Lord is going to destroy the idea of America. He's going to make it uncomfortable in America. Right. And the only thing you can do is give your money to the men of God. Right. And when you give your money to the men of God, we're going to change the ghetto. That's while everybody else is warring against each other over a land that don't belong to nobody over there. It belongs to us. And that's what you're going to see happen. Keep reading.
For all of these things must come to pass.
It has to come to pass. For what, though? It has to come to pass because they just asked him, when will the coming of the Son of Man be? The coming of the Son of Man is when we get justice, when we get salvation. We the only nation of people that need some help, brother. Don't nobody else need help. Right. We do. Right. So we need saving. We like a woman that's being sexually assaulted in a room, kidnapped, and can't go nowhere. Somebody got to come kick the door in and save us out. After a while, you be kidnapped for a while, you get Stockholm syndrome, and you believe that your captors are your people. They're your friends. That's how we are in America, bro. We are brainwashed into thinking that we're American. And the people that's coming to save you, to kick in the door, you're going to fight them with the people that captured you so that you don't leave out of this house forgetting that you had a whole life outside of this house, man. You've been abused sexually. You've been, bad. Mentally, we've been what you call effed in the mind every single day we wake up. Right. From our men to our women. And our children have to grow up in a system of a school that's really a damn a house of cakes and fun and a babysitter's club. So that you can go to your slave every day. Notice I said slave, not job. Every single day and not raise your kids and let a Jewish-ran institution pump white supremacy in your kids' mind to where they don't even respect you when you say come in the house before the street lights is on. When last time you ever heard something like that? Go ahead.
Man, it's like I said, I was just talking to a brother, you know what I'm saying, in the lift. He works for MPS, right? And he was telling me how wild the kids is in the schools. They don't respect nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said that a little sister called him you black, you MFer, and he was saying that she's as black as him. Right. You know what I'm saying? But how wild them kids in school, they leaving class, they're not going to class. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't care. And I was telling him that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta understand what we're going through, man. What them kids go through when they go home, man. They go home to drug addict parents. They go home to get beat. They go home and some of them was getting molested at home. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what these kids is going through, man. They're going through hell. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't got no choice but to lash out. And I told them that, you know what I'm saying, what we really need to blame is the past generations, man. We failed them.
That's right. Give them a hand. Man, that's right. Go ahead, Kananya.
Salaki, that also, like you said, it starts in the home too. Like, sometimes one parent won't allow one parent to discipline kids or however it may be. Mm-hmm. One parent won't allow another parent to show them how to respect somebody or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like it got to be like a unison.
That's right. Go ahead. Good man.
I want to add on to what both of them says. Mm-hmm. I look at it since I'm 19 now. Mm-hmm. It's all technology. You go back home and you see all this online. Little kids just seeing, as you said, you call them black efforts. Right. That's what they seen online, so they go back to school. Right. But they know they can't do it at home because you know what happens at home.
Right.
So it's like that technology now, internet is all that, it's brainwashing kids.
So basically what you're saying is that's what's raising the kids, the technology. Because when you ain't at school, hell, even when you're at school, when you go home, your parents ain't there. All you got is technology. You letting YouTube raise your kids. TikTok's raising your kids. The trends, get a little of hand. Facebook raise your kids. And Cardi B is on Facebook. Right. She's all on YouTube. Right. Sexy Red is on Facebook, all on YouTube. Right. Lil Durk, King, Von, give me all the rest of them, man. The killers. Go ahead. Oh yeah, Lil Nas X got some of your kids. Right. Oh yeah, he do. He got some of your kids twerking and straight up, he got some of your kids twerking. What's the other cat? Lil Uzi Vert. He got your son doing the vert. That is the most alternative false masculine. Man, I don't know what the hell. Twerking with the soldiers' hips.
You got the streamers too.
You got streamers like the ones who create content, the gold digger pranks. You know what I'm saying? You got all that, and in your mind, that's in your kid's psyche. Go ahead.
So I could say I make, but what ZQ said, the parents was like, ain't the UBK the truth? They be streaming UBK videos all day and watching stuff like this. So it could be positive. We failed them. So
well, even if it wasn't, I don't mean to cut you off. Even if they weren't, even if they was on the side watching what they wanted to watch on the side, just the same way your mama made you go to church on Sunday, they would have to come to class. And then when they come in class, they gonna sit in here, and it ain't gonna be some song they got to listen to, some and Kirk Franklin snapping his butt and clapping his hands at the same time. You understand? They ain't gonna see somebody in here with women talk too goddamn much. They ain't gonna go nowhere where the women are out of order and they having a shout bout. You know what I'm saying? That ain't where they coming to. They gonna come somewhere where all of their questions get answered and they soul get full. That's the whole point. We gonna talk about everything, especially about the things that they see in social media every day. We ain't talking about, we gonna talk about it, but as it applies to what you call it. But we ain't gonna talk about how and Abraham, Lord, and he saw you, Jesus, and he said to himself, Jesus. Like, we ain't doing all that, man. It ain't happening like that. We gonna give it up the straight truth, adulterated truth. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna speak to these kids' souls, because it's a young man, 19 right now. I can guarantee you, he got nothing but fight in him. He tired of the damn ghetto. He tired of poverty. He tired of seeing his people be this type of way. He tired of seeing sisters out here with the mouth. They mouthy. Yeah, so much mouth and not enough clothes. He tired of seeing it. You know what I'm saying? He tired of seeing the I'm so tough gangbangers. All of you is cowards anyway, which is why you get with a group of men, because you think you got strength in numbers. You would never fight the fair one, ever. The only thing you thinking about is picking up the switch and shooting somebody. And that's a coward move. You understand? You ain't really about what you talking about, because you won't put the gun down and fight. That's what you won't do. And hell, here's another thing. You won't put the gun down. You won't put your hands down and talk it out like men. Men have reason. Men make deals. Men, you see what I'm saying? Like, real talk. If me and you had a problem and you think it's about to go to hands, man, it ain't going there. We're going to sit down and talk about this out. And if you ain't ready to talk, fine. I'm here when you're ready. You see what I'm saying? But but the other man can't sit there and just let it fester, because it's gonna get on both of your skin. In your mind, when you go home and you sitting there, you thinking to yourself like, damn, man, I got issues with somebody, and it ain't the cops in my neighborhood. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got an issue with the cops. I'm scared of them. You see the problem here? You scared of the cops, but you're not really ready to go to your brother that you see in the hood every day and just hit. People think that a coward goes and apologizes to his brother. People think that a coward squashes beef. No, man. No. A coward go ahead.
I was gonna say slaughter, or even walking away from a problem.
Yeah. God. People think that a coward is the one who walks away from a fight. That's not true. Really, the coward is the one who wants to pick the fight. Because usually the coward picks a fight with somebody he knows that he can win against. Because really, when he goes home, he got to fight some people that's picking on him. And he's not ready to stand up to them. And he has to pick on the one that he thinks he can win to get some confidence. But in reality, it's never going to be no confidence. I'm going to tell you what we really need as a people. We need to be able to forgive each other, come back together, squash these stupid beefs. Because if you notice, and a lot of people don't know this history, but in 70 AD, when we was in Jerusalem, right before the destruction of 70 AD and 71 and 72, when we was under siege, Jerusalem was divided. You understand? It was divided. And there wasn't none but Negroes in there, and Hispanics and Native Indians. All that bloodline was all in Jerusalem. Even though the bulk of the Native Indians was over here in America, it was still some of them left over here. It was Gadites over there in Jerusalem. It was Asherites in Jerusalem. It was Reubenites in Jerusalem. It was Levites in Jerusalem. But we were so divided after Christ died because you had the men who followed Christ and kicked that out. Nobody still didn't want to listen to Christ when Christ said, flee for the hills. You know what I'm saying? That destruction is coming to Jerusalem. But they knew it. If we would have been united as one nation with one ideology, one teaching, one God, and one banner, we would have had a better fight. But Christ knew we was going to be destroyed. Christ knew that we was going to be power hungry and money hungry and grabbing for this and grabbing for that. And that's what you have now. You got the Christians grabbing for some money from the white man. You got fake Israelite groups grabbing for money for the white man. You got everybody you can think about, the Black Panthers, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Stones, everybody, everybody, brother, the 5%ers, the Morris, everybody think they got the truth. And they really just grabbing for notoriety. They really just grabbing for money and wealth. When we in the Israelite School UPK, we could give a damn, ISUPK, we could give a damn about how wealthy we are. Because we understand that the struggle that we going through right now, if we went through it with no money, we still got to get out here and teach. We still got to usher in our king and provoke the Lord to send him back. That's the name of the game. In the end, we're going to see who's going to be the least in the kingdom and the top in the kingdom. We'll see. Because right now, what you get in America don't matter because this can be wiped out in the blink of an eye. And then dollars don't matter no more. How many guns you got won't matter no more. None of that is going to matter no more. Who got the truth is what's going to matter. Who the Lord stands with is what's going to matter in these times. But I'm running out of time. I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Kala. I ain't going to keep y'all all night. We're going to finish, but we will finish this next week. You know what I'm saying? Actually, tomorrow, I'm going to teach this topic tomorrow. So if you wanted to come, I'll be in this joint going live, teaching this topic tomorrow. With that, all right, TikTok, appreciate it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So about what time are you going to be here tomorrow? I don't know.
Same time for class.
Right with you.
Okay.
All right. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Like it went over a different line. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. It's ma'aisha. It means tenth in Hebrew. It's 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. and give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to donate, it'll be appreciated. Upcoming holy convocations would be the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah.
November 4th.
It's
right here on the board.
That's not the holy convocation.
Oh, okay.
That's just something else we got going on.
Oh, no,
that's
sorry.
coming up. The Operation Reservation.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
If I could, sir. Select, yeah, you are. The Feast of Hanukkah, is that the next one?
It's the old one.
It's the old one?
No, that's the new one. The other one is the old one.
You want to use the old one for now because the next Feast of Hanukkah on the new one is the following December.
Okay.
So we want to look at the one that's the smallest print.
This one over here?
Okay.
Feast of Hanukkah.
I think it's December 7th.
Oh, yeah, December 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be December 7th. It'll last for 8 days. It'll be from that sundown to 8 days later that sundown.
Rupa.
Akim, Wakim, Aqua. It's like, be sure to check the bulletin board. We have other things that we got going on, like we got Operation Reservation, which would be November 4th at the Neil Pitt Pavilion on the Menominee Reservation.
Damn right.
We also got the Houston Cookout, November 23rd through the 26th. It's like, and with that, Akim, Amaju.
Which what? What does Amaju mean?
It means to stand in English.
There you go.
We're going to salute the teacher, and then afterwards we're going to salute the sister. All right. Akim Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Just go like this. You take your feet like this. Amajim. Back down. Feet together. Barak, which means, there you go. Yahweh Shimon Shabbat.
Yahweh Shimon Shabbat Thumb.
Yazmatah. Sar. Aqua, if you would. Amadium. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sister. I did say Sar, right? It's Sar, which means to turn and face the sister. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sister. All men of Israel. Amadium. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Eladam by Shimi Awashai.
Yahweh Shamar Eladam by Shimi Awashai.
Yad Matah. Class dismissed. I'm gonna get you.